I haven't posted it in 2 weeks and I already forgot how to do this. The last video I posted was a get ready with me / story time. I just decided to continue the trend because I've been so obsessed with watching like story times lately, even if they're not like get ready with me's. But what am I getting ready for? Absolutely nothing. I just feel ugly today and I'm like, why don't I get ready? And also I need to post a YouTube video. What should I post? So here we are. I recently watched this story time about like this girl's, it was some sort of like university / college experience, and I'm like, hello, I could do that too. My university experience was, it was something. And I was going to do like notes on like timelines, little things that I should include in case I forget, and I just didn't do that. So if this is all over the place, I apologize. I'm just ready to freaking get into it, and I have a good memory. So, and this wasn't even that long ago. This was literally, let's go back in time. This was August 2024. I guess that's like, because I graduated high school May 2024. I had chosen to go to this specific college based on the fact that no one else from my high school was going to this college. I've never really heard of it. I never heard of this university. Half of my class was going to the same 3 schools, and a lot of people were going to those schools. Was a big reason why I wanted to go to a different school, because I just wanted to be as far away from these people as possible. I wanted a new start. I wanted to be different. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of product that I'm using. I wanted to be different. I wanted to do my own thing, and I just wanted to get away from these people, and not like in a negative way. There's nothing wrong. Like, I didn't really have any beef or drama with anyone. I just wanted to like not have a high school part 2. Like, I wanted to meet new people, see new faces, and that is a big reason why I chose this school. Also, the campus was so pretty. Also, I really wanted to get, oh my gosh, hello. I also was really into Greek life. I really wanted to be in a sorority, and I noticed that this school had a good Greek life. All of those reasons put together, that is why I chose to go to this school. Now, I had a boyfriend at the time. Me and him had been dating since like March. High school love is just so crazy, and we just felt like we couldn't be apart. No, I'm just kidding. But he wasn't even going to go to college because like his mom had like a thing about it. His mom was really protective and didn't want him to go away. But he had like goals and dreams, and I was going to my job as his girlfriend to support that. And I was like, dude, just like apply to my school. It's the best. We can go through this together. And he's like, I can't pay for it. So I helped him like do his FAFSA, all of these things. And long story short, he ended up going with me. Obviously, really no one was supporting that. No one was supporting us doing that. They thought it was stupid, and like, I grant them that it was stupid. We did it anyway. But my mom was actually, she's very supportive in what I do, and she like helped him, she helped me. She was really supportive throughout the whole journey. So like, she even took both of us to our orientation together, because like his mom was just awful. My goodness, she hated me. She did not like that I was taking him away to college, and like, understandable. I mean, we had only been dating for how many months, and he's going to a college, and it looks like from this perspective that he's just going for me, which that wasn't the case. Like, it just happened to work out that way, and I just thought the school was like the best, and boy was I wrong. Yeah, I was looking into more of the sorority and Greek life than I even was looking at like the school, the classes, the professors, how this school would help me pursue what I want to do in early childhood education, which is my major. I wasn't looking into that. all I was looking at was, I had a good Greek life, the campus was pretty. This campus was really pretty, but also the area, the town that it was in was so small. It literally went from here to here and there was nothing. And that contributed to a lot of like depression that I developed. The environment just felt so suffocating. I felt like there was nothing there, but we'll get into that anyway. So the dorm that I was going to be living in was literally like the size of my room right now. The dorms were very, very small. I knew that. I just thought that was like every dorm everywhere. And I did have a roommate. I didn't meet my roommate like prior to moving in. I had just like gotten a random roommate and we do that little test. How messy are you from a scale of 1 to 10? Basically it matches you with like said roommate. I got my roommate assigned to me and I found her on Instagram and I was actually really lucky with her. Like it wasn't anyone like crazy or weird. Like she was a nice girl and I found her Instagram and I DM'd her and we just talked. I said stuff about like who's gonna bring the fridge, the microwave, but yeah, we moved in. It was just so close quarters. Like, oh my goodness. I thought I could handle it. It was fine for like the first, I don't know, few weeks. And then you start to feel so claustrophobic. Anyway. But also my boyfriend wasn't as lucky with the roommate. He got assigned, oh my gosh, this is bringing back so many memories. He got assigned this guy. They were the complete opposite from each other. The other guy was just, he was messy, bad. He smoked weed in their dorm room. He invited multiple people over. He was actually a nightmare, and my ex-boyfriend actually like over the course of like a month or two ended up switching. I remember his roommate like stole money from him. It was so bad, but eventually he got his own room. I would go over there a lot, but let me backtrack. So me and my roommate, it was really, really good the first few weeks. Bathroom was like communal. It was like stalls, like bathroom stalls and communal showers, which is like normal for university and living in a dorm. But basically, like, you still want to have privacy in your own room. Me and my roommate never fought. We got along. She had this boyfriend or guy that she liked who would come around a lot. Me and my boyfriend at the time really got along with this guy. We really liked him. He became like our friend. Like when it was us four in the room, nothing was awkward. Everything was really fun. We got along. When we go out, we would like go out together or like we would go out separate. You know, like nothing was awkward. My roommate and her guy like fell off and broke up essentially. She got this new boyfriend and this new boyfriend was not my friend. I don't know what his deal was. He would never talk to me. I don't think we spoke once. And when I would like go in the room, they would both just get like silent. They would, like, if it was her by herself, she would talk to me, but when it was with him, they would always side-eye me. If I'd say something, they wouldn't say anything back. It was just the environment was so weird. Like, I don't know what it was about him. Maybe he didn't like me and I don't understand why he wouldn't like me. Like, I never did anything. I really wasn't in the room that much. I had my sorority stuff, which that I will get to. I promise I will get to that. I'm just doing the roommate part first. So I wasn't really in the room a lot. I had a lot of sorority stuff. He was in our room so much. Sometimes he would be in there even when she wasn't in there. It should just be like common knowledge. Like when my boyfriend at the time would be in our room, I'd always make sure and check that it was okay with her. He was also really nice to her. Like they got along, they talked, and it wasn't awkward. He was always in there, so he ended up like moving his food from his room to our room. Okay, which like is fine as long as it's not on my side, but he put a bunch of these like frozen little foods in our mini fridge. It was already mini. We didn't have much room in the freezer part. And I also like to put like my ice roller, my gua sha in the freezer so it would be cold. And he like shoved it all the way back so he could fit room for his White Castles and like frozen pizzas and Hot Pockets and whatnot. Like, you have a room. Yeah, that just really made me upset, but like I didn't know how to tell her that, and it was just so awkward. I was like complaining to my mom about it, and she was like, you have to communicate, like you have to tell her, she's just gonna think it's okay. And I just could not fathom that. I was like, how is that not common sense? Like, how can you just not figure that out for yourself? Like, I'd start to hate it there, not just because of the roommate, but like other parts that I'll get into. So I started going home on weekends a lot, and my side every time before I leave was always spotless. Bed was made, everything was clean and like organized. This one night I came home, there was like my fan was on top of my like desk by my bed, and it would like face my bed. She put my fan on my bed to face her bed, and there was like towels, her towels on my bed. I was like, oh, okay. I get like she was probably hot. She probably just did that and like forgot about it, that I was coming home. The towel thing, I was kind of like, I don't want your dirty towel on my clean, but it made it worse that it was like I freshly washed my comforter. I was like, okay, I'm going to say something. This is not like, I don't want this to happen again. So I'm gonna say something and take my mom's advice. So I texted her. I was like, hey, so I just got home. I noticed the room is a little like messier than normal, and also there was the fan and like towels were on my bed, and I just genuinely asked, I was like, is everything okay? You don't really use anything of yours on my side, and you're usually not really messy. Like, I just want to know if like everything was okay. She was like, oh yeah, like I'm so sorry, I just like had a crazy weekend while you were gone. And that never happened again, thank God. It was just the lack of privacy I had with her boyfriend always being in the room. I just didn't know how to bring that up without sounding rude. I just hated that every time it started to be every time I had to change or take a shower, I'd have to go to the communal stinky bathroom in the stall and change. Like, that just got really annoying, that I had like no privacy to change in my own room. Even if it was just to change into my PJs, I had to go into the nasty bathroom stall. That's why I was staying at my boyfriend at the time, his new like single dorm that he had. Even that, it was just, it sucks because I'd have to like move my stuff back and forth, and like, you want your own space. She never went home like me, so I never had that time, that I never had the dorm to myself, not once, because she lived so far away, and she'd never go into her boyfriend's room because his roommates were annoying or something. After I would shower, I would go back into the room with my robe on and having to like try to put my lotion on like under my robe, and it was just so uncomfortable. And then I'd have to go back to the bathroom to put my PJs on, and oh my gosh, I do not miss that. At the time, I was 18. I'd never lived on my own before, not with a random person ever, and I just didn't know how to approach that. But truly, if you are ever in that situation, just say something. Just say something, even if it's uncomfortable, because I was not like that. I'm not a confrontational person at all. I'm very much a people pleaser, and yeah, so it was hard for me, definitely. But that was part of why I left, why I dropped out. Just feeling like I had no privacy in my own space. Feeling comfortable in my own space was definitely very, very suffocating. Okay, so let's move on to my sorority rush experience. Yippee! Sorority rush. Don't know what that is. I'm sure you know what a sorority is, but how you get in one is a whole week process. And before going to this college, I had like looked up the sororities that they had, and I already picked out the ones that I liked just based off of the vibe they had on like their Instagram pages. So I already had that in mind. But when it was actually time for rush, it was like in September, so they like waited a month. I think they waited a month just so we could like, settle into our classes and our dorms and whatever before we decided to rush. Whatever the sorority was had different houses, and fraternities had different houses, and it was like in walking distance from the campus. Campus and the dorms were right here, and then the Greek life houses were like over here, so it was in walking distance. And I think there was 3 days in my process. First day, got to meet every single sorority and like tour their house, speak with some of the girls in the house. There was some other stuff too, like each of the houses had a little theme. I remember like one day we made like picture frames, and like another house we did like yoga for one of like the things. So after that first day, going to all the houses and meeting the girls, everyone kind of already knew which houses they liked. So on the second day, you basically just go back to the houses that you liked, maybe like 3 or 4. They also like talk to you, see if they like you. So I basically had 3 top houses. My first house was Alpha Phi. My second house was Sigma Kappa. Third one was Alpha Gamma, I think. Those are my top 3 houses that I liked the best. I feel comfortable saying those because I'm not naming the school that I went to. And Alpha Phi was my top house. From the start, I had talked to a girl from that sorority before I even went to school. Like I talked to her over the summer. I just reached out to them and I was like, hey, like I like you, I want to be in your sorority. I'm gonna be starting as a freshman in the fall. It was always my top house. But then Sigma Kappa came into play. I also really liked their vibe. Like literally all the girls were just like unreal just to talk to. Like I also had like a couple of friends that I met at the time, and they really liked Sigma Kappa too. That was their top house. It kind of influenced me to be like, oh, maybe I should switch my top houses. So the more I talked to these girls, the more I was like, maybe this is the house for me. Sometimes they ask you to meet with them outside of the rush process to get coffee or something, and that is how you know that they are like looking at you and they kind of want you in the sorority too. So these girls asked me to meet with them. It was like twice now, while I was also meeting with Alpha Phi 2 at the same time, so I was really conflicted. I was like, I don't know. So I met like someone from Alpha Phi first for coffee, and I was like, okay, this is still my top house. And then like right after that, I had a meeting with like some of the girls with Sigma Kappa to get coffee and talk. So we did that and we talked, and the conversation was basically them literally hyping up my ego, like, we love you, we really want you, you're like at the top of our list, we see you as like doing a leadership position with us, and literally just filling me up with all of these compliments, making me feel so special. And I fell for it, of course. I was like, oh, what? That made me like them even more. I was like, no way. And they were like, come with us, like come to our philanthropy event. Each sorority has a philanthropy, which is basically their charity that they do events, sponsor events, raise money for, and stuff like that. So their philanthropy is, I think it's like something to do with Alzheimer's. Their event was like this Alzheimer's walk. So it was me invited and my 2 other friends that they also liked, and my 2 friends liked. We all went to this philanthropy event together and just like bonding with the girls, and we just felt like we were like, wow, already our sorority, we just know like these are our girls, we love them and like they love us. Guys, my school, I also had not added, my school was not a big school. Each sorority consisted of like 20 to 30 girls. No, like that is not a lot. It was very small Greek life, but also the Greek life was still really good. Like they had houses. My friend is in a sorority and their school is bigger than mine was. They didn't even have houses. So I forgot I'm doing makeup. I literally forgot what step I'm on. I'm gonna do some fake freckles. Anyway, the event went really well. I just was in like La La Land with these girls, and I thought that they just loved me so much. On day 3 is bid day. Bid day is where you find out what sorority you're in, and before you get like the little envelope, you know, when people open it, they find out and they scream. I'm in Kappa Kappa Phi Phi Foo. The philanthropy event, I think, was before bid day. It was like the day before, so we all were like bonding and stuff. And oh yeah, so before you get the envelope, you get to go to your top 3 houses. So like the second day of rush week is like still you go to like 4 or 5 that you're interested in, but on bid day, before you find out, you have to go to your top 3. You get your last feel before you pick. We had this like little app and we were all in like this room. We ranked 1, 2, and 3 for each house. Obviously 1 being the one we want most, but you don't always get your top house. Let's say you put Tri Sigma as your number 1 house, but Tri Sigma has you ranked number like 15. You're probably not gonna get Tri Sigma. You're probably gonna get the second or the third one. Like usually in a small school like this, you would get your first pick, but spoiler alert, that did not happen for me. I was fooled, and these girls say I was not on their top ranked like they told me. So yeah, they lied to me. Shocker, people lie. So I put Sigma Kappa as my first, Alpha Phi as my second, and third was Gamma, I forgot. And I had no doubt in my mind that I would not get Sigma Kappa because obviously like they told me that I was one of their first girls on their list, and we had literally just like hung out basically the day before. So I put in my rankings, submitted it, and then it was like 30 minutes to an hour after that. I'm trying to remember how this worked. So after you submit that, you get back which sorority ranked you at the top of their list, and it was only 2 that you would get back. The top 2 that I got back when I opened it was Alpha Phi number 1, Alpha Gamma number 2. I was like, what? And I was like refreshing my phone, and I was like, no, this can't be right. There has to be something wrong. My heart sunk to my freaking butt. My 2 friends that were also like wanting Sigma Kappa and were at the event with me, they're like, yes, Sigma Kappa ranked me first. And I'm like, and I'm showing them my phone and I'm like, and they're like, there has to be something wrong. One of my friends like went and found someone from Sigma Kappa, and then she came back to me and she's like, oh my gosh, it's just a mistake. I was like just in the bathroom like bawling my eyes out, and she's like, they just told me that there's something wrong with the app and they ranked you first. And then we went to this like girl actually from Alpha Phi, and she was like the director of, I don't know. And my friend was like, just explain your situation to that girl over there. So I went and I was like, hey, so apparently these girls are saying that there's a mistake with an app and they actually ranked me first, but it's not showing up on here. And the whole time the girl was like, there's no mistake. Baby, there's no mistake. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Them girls are fake. And I'm like, I'm not saying that I'm not happy with my, because I knew she was from Alpha Phi, and I was like, I promise I'm not hating on, I love you guys. I just got lied to. I just got played. They literally played in my face. I was just so shocked. And so when you get your top 2, after that, you go back to those 2 houses. You have to pick one or the 2. I remember my like meeting with Gamma. I was like, these are nice, sweet girls, but they are not my girls. After that, I went to Alpha Phi. I told them what happened. Like I told this girl, told her my situation. I was basically crying to her, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like you guys were always my like number 1, and then it just randomly switched, and I just should have stuck with my gut. And she was like, it happens. And they were just like, I have nothing bad to say about the sorority I was in, by the way. It was just this whole rush experience that was bad. They were the most down-to-earth people. After that, I put them as my number 1, and I ended up getting them as my sorority. I had a great experience with them. They were not the reason that I dropped out. My sorority was basically the only part of this school that I liked. I obviously had classes. Like the first month of classes, I was locked in, but my schedule was absolutely terrible. I remember on Wednesdays, I had six classes back to back with an hour break in between, lasting from like 11 to 7 o'clock. I had classes every single day. My advisor that I spoke with just didn't give me like any other options to create a better schedule. It literally drained me of my energy so bad to the point where I eventually was failing almost all of my classes. My professors were awful and mean. Not all of them. The only professors that I remember is the ones that I had bad experiences with. One was my English professor. He just thought he was the smartest person on planet Earth, and when someone asked a question that he thought was stupid, he would just like belittle them and make them feel dumb. I sat in the front of every single one of my classes because I wanted to be studious. Okay, I am a studious person. I graduated with a 4.0, got the merit scholarship. That's how I was basically able to afford going to this university. I wanted to make an impression with my professors, like a good impression, and I wanted to be like locked in. The beginning of class, I always have my laptop open with the class. Whatever class I'm in, I pull the class up on my computer as well. So if there's like a lecture, I can also follow on with my computer and take notes. I remember he was talking about this assignment that was due. He was reminding us that if we haven't already done it, to please do it. And I'm like, oh shoot, I totally forgot. It's like a little discussion and that we had to write like 2 sentences. So I'm like, if I don't do it right now, I'm gonna forget. I have all these other classes. So I pulled it up. I was making sure to pay attention, but I was also like doing the assignment. I was like looking at my computer at the time. I hear him saying, what are you typing away at over there? And the whole class like got silent. And I was like, it's like, well, yeah, you. I was like, oh, and he interrupted me and he was like, you notice that no one else but you was typing? I was like, well, I'm just doing the assignment that you just told us to do. Oh, I'm doing the assignment you just told us to do. Like, that's literally what I said. He was like, you're doing it right now? And one of my pet peeves is when people ask theoretical questions they already know the answer to. Yes, I'm doing it right now. I just told you I'm doing it right now. I'm a people pleaser and I do not like confrontation. I don't like being the center of attention and everyone staring at me embarrassed me so bad, and him calling me out like that, like especially confrontation with adults, even though I am an adult technically, I just can't handle it and I will cry. My eyes just started to water and I had to hold back tears. Like, grown man just embarrassed me in front of this entire class, and he was going on a whole rampage about how students nowadays are lazy, and I actually interrupted him. And I remember saying, I said something like, I'm sorry, I'm also in 5 other different classes. I'm not just in your class. I have 1,000 homework assignments to do. I'm doing homework in the middle of the class, like, sue me. Class got over and I was on the phone with my mom and she was like, college professors can be mean. I also was in, I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. But this class was hard, and I don't remember if it was an honors class, but I just remember everyone being older than me and I felt so stupid in this class. This class was so hard. It was some sort of language development class and it was so hard, and the professor made it 10 times harder. But she was also super smart. Really smart professors especially annoy me so bad because for some reason it seems like they cannot fathom why everyone else is not as smart as them. They will say something to you, expect you to understand, and when you don't, they don't understand that you don't understand, and they just like, I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but that's what this professor was like. And I have a professor at the community college that I'm going to right now who is basically the exact same way, and I hate it so bad. I had this math teacher in high school. She was probably like the smartest person I'd ever met, but she knows that not everyone is that smart, and she would like basically, I don't want to say dumb it down because that's kind of mean, but she would make it so everyone could understand what she was teaching. I just don't get why not every teacher could be like that. Like, that's your job as a teacher. And especially when they assign assignments that they're interested in and expect all students to be as interested in it as they are, and when we're not, it like pisses them off. But anyway, yeah, so that's another contribution of why I dropped out, because my professors sucked, and I know that is life. I'm not gonna have amazing, wonderful professors. Like, I understand that, but it was just everything all at once. Just not having any privacy. Adults being mean to me. I sound like a stuck-up little brat. But the town had nothing. Yes, it was a change of scenery. It was nice for like a week, but then I started to just like get sick of it. It was not that I was homesick. I didn't like it there. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Boyfriend at the time, actually, we rarely ever fought. I'm glad that I had him there because we both didn't like it and we like had each other, you know? I was failing my classes because I had no motivation whatsoever. If you are diagnosed with depression and anxiety, you know that like, oh my gosh, it's storming. I didn't even know it was storming. If you're diagnosed with depression and anxiety, you know that it is a mental illness that you cannot control. Having depression diagnosed is very different than being depressed. When you're diagnosed and you have a depressive episode, it's really hard to deal with. So I am diagnosed with depression and anxiety, but like I take medicine, and like 2025 around like the spring and summer and like the end, I have been completely fine. I haven't dealt with any really, I've obviously had anxiety. I haven't really dealt with any signs of like depression. But anyway, so all of those contributors triggered my depression so bad. And the last time I was truly depressed, I was 14, I think. It was around like COVID era. When I had that, I gained so much weight because I guess one of my coping mechanisms is just eating a bunch of food and not being able to control it. So basically just binge eating, and that was like comforting to me. So I basically had August, September, 2 good months of being in university, and then around October is when I started to slip, and I could not. I tried, like I actually tried, like still kept my room clean, kept up with my hygiene. I tried so hard to keep up with my classes, kept up with all of my sorority events. I just used food as something to go to, as an unhealthy way to cope with my sadness, I guess. I did not realize it to the point where I can like stop and like eat healthy. I thought I was like fine, but I ate so much crap, and I also would go out a lot and drink a bunch of, so yeah, I gained like 25 pounds in the course of a couple months. I didn't even realize it until like I ordered a bunch of new jeans, and I remember trying all of them on. Not one pair of the jeans fit me, and I was like, wow, so this is a problem. I need to fix this. So I tried going to the gym. It did not last. I was so depressed. And the only thing like really keeping me going was like my sorority and like my friends there. Around December, like in the middle of November, I told my mom that I wanted to drop out. She obviously didn't let me. She just said give it another month. Around December, I remember I just got initiated, like initiation for my sorority. And I was like, I'm going to try and last. I just paid a bunch of money to get initiated, and I cannot give up. But it was so bad to the point I just begged my mom. I ended up dropping out. Me and my ex-boyfriend dropped out together. We lasted like until the end of the summer 2025. We broke up a couple times, like things got a little bit rough and patchy. So basically 2025 was a terrible year for me, but it was much needed to grow into myself. I made so many mistakes. It was the ages of 18 turning 19. I had gained a bunch of weight. I dropped out of university that I really was excited to go to. My sorority, I didn't have that anymore. I like fell in love with those girls too, like they were my really close friends. My depression got worse. The only thing that I could have really done, like, and that I did do, was obviously turn to God. If you like have watched my channel, you know I'm a big Christian and a big lover of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Obviously many opinions may vary, and I respect that, but that is my personal testimony, is Jesus definitely saved my life. And during that time, it's very, very brutal. Like, me and my ex-boyfriend definitely needed to break up and part our ways, and that was best for both of us. But I'm just like so proud of like where I am today, and I'm like so grateful that I can share this story as like something in the past. I could look at pictures of a year ago today and be like, wow, who is that? Yeah, so that is basically my university experience slash sorority rush experience slash why I dropped out. Right now, if you're wondering, I've been going to my local community college. I just take online classes. I've done a couple in person because some are offered online, but yeah, I'm very, very extremely happy in my life right now, and I just, looking back, I cannot even imagine like being that sad. 2025, definitely the worst year of my life. I don't take anything for granted that I went through, because if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't obviously be where I am today. I look back and regret many of the things that I did during that time, but I myself and no one else can hold that against me, because that's not who I am. That's just things that I did. Jesus knows my heart. I really, really hope that you, whoever is watching, enjoyed my story time. But just know, if you're going through anything at all, depression, unhealthy coping mechanisms, you are not alone, and there are ways to break out of it, and it is just temporary and it will not last forever. Where you want to be versus right now, you will get there, and if you're already trying to work on it, you're already so close, and do not give up. I think 2026 has already been such a beautiful year. It's everything that I have prayed for and more. Yeah, I hope you liked my story time, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me. It was so much fun. Trauma dumping, oversharing, and please join my internet family. I started this channel not too long ago, and I would love for you to join, subscribe, and turn on my notifications. All of my other socials and everything that I'm also on is linked down below in the description, and I hope you guys have an amazing week.